What's up guys, this is Valor Gaming, your channel for fresh Arena of Valor content. Recently I made my first top 5 hero video where I'm talking about my top 5 choices to rock the solo queue. I've made a video for every single position, and in today's video I want to give you a full gameplay on one of the best, if not the best marksman out there in the game, which is of course Hayate, the Shinobi. And yeah, we're going to talk about the build in this video, his equipment, enchantment, and everything that you need to know to build him. And I've got some full length gameplay as well to back up my theory that this champion is actually really good and the gameplay is going to show. So I'm going to put the video up there in the corner, so if you want to take a closer look on the top 5 heroes, check out the information box there so you get a grasp on the 4 other heroes if you haven't seen this video. And yeah, let's start with the equipment section and check out what Hayate is all about. Oh my goodness, the microphone is just crashing. So equipment wise, as you can see, I've built him in some sort of damage, attack, damage, crit build with some utility coming from Yoga's Edge. So we've got fatness in here for some attack speed and some life gain. In addition to that, I'm going to take the attack boots or the war boots, as well as one of the best attack speed increasing items, which is Slick Sting. Then we're following up with Yoga's Edge to slow the enemies down and get some, at least a tiny bit of resistance against magic damage and attack damage. We're following it up to boost our crits even further with Clef Sancti, and then we're going for Blade of Eternity to get some revive item if we are stuck in a team fight. Enchantment wise, we're going full damage in the Valor section, so that means we're going with Axe of Sacrifice for the additional 3% of damage, Holy Verdict for some additional armor penetration, and in this case I have chosen to take Holy Summoner here for this Holy Spirit that's going to shoot on our or at our enemies. And to follow it up, we've got some utility here with Enhanced Restore, just to be a little bit more sustainable on the laning phase or in the laning phase. And I've taken minion kill here so that our clear speed is a little bit faster and we can secure kills with ease. Arcana wise, I've taken a build which is consisting of 10 times atrocity to boost our critical chances by 16%. Then of course we go with guerrilla over assassinate because we want to have those 10% of attack speed right from the start of the game. And we are finishing it up with Skewer to get some armor piercing points right from the start of the battle. And I'm taking Purify here because he has great mobility with his S2 and his ultimate. You've got 2 skills or 2 abilities that already have this kind of dash movement, so I wanted to play him a little bit more safely, and therefore I was taking Purify. So this is the build. If you like this kind of content, consider to leave a thumbs up, a like to help me grow my channel, as well as a subscription if you are not a subscriber of this channel yet, because it's also helping me to boost my channel even further. And I'm curious what you think about Hayate, so put your thoughts down in the comment section below because it's free to discuss. So let's get started with some lovely gameplay. Alright, so here we are on the battlefield, and what I always do with my AD carries is that I build the movement or the boots first, and afterwards I'm going to build some items. Usually with any other role, I go for the first upgrade of the respective item, and afterwards I'm going for the boots. And as soon as I finish my boots, I'm going to finish the first item, and then I'm going to continue with the rest of the item build as it has been taken right from the start. Unless there have to been making some changes, just because you've got, for example, a lot of mage damage that sometimes it's necessary that you're going to build up both of the magic resistance items, but it mainly depends on the team fights and your enemy team composition. So talking about the team composition, as you can see, I'm here on the lane with Gildor, not one of the strongest supports right now in the game, but still quite decent because he packs a punch, especially with his S2, where he throws some golden things towards the enemy, slowing them down for, or kind of snaring them for a little bit, which is actually quite nice, and it's actually decent damage, so he can really be helpful in order to punish them in the laning phase. In the jungle, we've got Bright, again, not one of the strongest junglers, but he has his moments, especially when he has ult up. You can have crazy team fights with him if you know how to play him, and if your team is backing you up so that you can kind of get rid of the threats that have damaged you, because otherwise you're going to be dead right after you have used the ult, which is still better than being dead initially in the team fight, but you need some backup to make Bright really work. In terms of the mid laner, we've got Azenka, who's actually quite decent because he has great CC value. He has been one of the worst mages in the game for a long period of time, but he has actually managed to pull himself out of the pit and start to move on into, I would say, the decent middle position when it comes to mid laners. We've got Astrid as, oh my goodness, that was really, really bad. We've got Astrid as our top laner, and if you're taking a look on the heroes that are going against us, we've got Florentino up on the top lane, who is actually a really strong pick, so usually he should have not an easy time, but a good time against Astrid, because Florentino is actually a hero that can counter a lot of top picks because he has true damage and he can make it work. He has lost his knock up, so if you haven't played him in quite a while, at least in my opinion, it was actually a little bit confusing. I should have taken Purify here in order to kill him. Unfortunately, that was a Mexican standoff, so I killed him and he killed me. We've got Maganga in the mid lane. Not one of the strongest mages, but he really has a good moment when you are in the team fights and he's able to just kind of throw around his poison stacks from the middle to back lane. And we've got Zephyrs as a jungler, which I think is pretty much underrated. He's a really strong pick because he got great armor values, especially if his health is starting to decrease. And on the duo lane against Gildo and I, we've got Valheim with Toro. So if you have ever seen a Kraden video here on my channel, you know what Toro is capable of doing, especially in team fights, but you really need to play him super aggressively in order to make it work. And so far this Toro did not really show his super aggressive side to us, but maybe this is about to change. We are going to see with the progress of the video and if he kind of can manage to pull it off. So all in all, in terms of what the enemies are fielding, I would say it's actually quite even. So they've got one of the strongest top laners in the game right now, but I would say I counter that quite nicely. Yes, he has great movement, but I'm one of the strongest AD carries right now in the game. I just need to focus on the game and take a grip in order to make it work, because so far my performance wasn't really that great. And from the perspective of the carries and stuff and the tanks, I would say they've got the upper hand with Toro because he's way better on soaking up damage than Gilder is, because with Gilder you always struggle to kind of build something valuable. You should play him as a tank in his role as a support, but he doesn't really benefit from that role that much. So it's kind of a little hindrance because you want to play him tanky, but he is not a hero that should be played tanky. So you're going to build some mage items and you can focus on the ones that bring you utility as well. For example, Barriers Agony is a good choice, or that belt where you're going to slow down enemies whenever they hit you. So these are valuable choices on him. But the problem is you are always sacrificing these items in order to get some damage, and damage is key on him because it just makes his S2 way more powerful, and therefore I don't really consider Gilder to be a strong choice as a support hero, and I don't really see his value right now in the game because there are a lot of mages that just do their job a lot better than him. So I don't know, it's kind of a bummer. Unfortunately, I didn't get Zephyrs here. I thought that I would be able to outplay him in this respective scene. As you guys saw, I didn't, but so far so good. We are sitting on a 11 versus 13 score, so nothing really crazy has happened. None of the big monsters have been touched right now in the game, so it's completely even from the gold distribution that comes from these guys, as well as the damage boosts that they give to the teammates here. And laning phase is actually still continuing. So they've got one tower at our duo lane because Gildo is mainly not playing here anymore. We have done a really good job on the top lane, so Astrid was just pushing through quite heavily, and she's standing next to the core, just one tower in between. And now I'm going to guarantee that the first tower on the duo lane is also to fall, and I would say we now do have the upper hand in terms of the towers. So we've got a strong laning phase on the top lane, and on the duo lane we are now starting to get some progress here, and mid tower is also about to be scratched quite heavily, and I think that we're going to put some more shots on it. Yes, and this is it. So this was the top tower. Here's a kill for you guys out there who love Hayate. Not really that complicated, and I think Toro put himself in a really bad position, giving me my first double kill. And as you can see, with the first items to arrive from the shop in my pouch, we have just managed to be a little bit more powerful, resulting in basically a triple kill, but it was taken a little too long, and therefore it's just a normal kill. And now we've got an ace with another double kill. So the double kill was just scored twice, and I'm sitting on 8-3. So yeah, this is Hayate. This is plain Hayate business. You are just going to whittle down the enemies in no means of time. You've got great mobility, so yes, positioning is always key on the marksman heroes, but Hayate has a really nice kit in order to secure those positionings. And look at the health. As soon as you start stacking up with some of your normal attack damage shots, you can easily farm through armor. It doesn't really matter because you are scaling on true damage, and your scaling with the true damage can even crit. Now we've got a quad kill, and unfortunately I was just too low in terms of making the progress, but this could have been, I think, my first mega kill in the game, and I just threw it. But that's the way I play the game. I'm more some sort of laid-back type of guy, and with 12 kills and 4 deaths, I'm actually quite confident that we are going to win the game. So I didn't fear it. So that was okay. I can share my kills with my team. I'm more sorts of a team player than an egomaniac trying to get the best results for my videos. I mean, I think I've now have over 850 videos, so you guys know the drill. If you have seen any of my other videos, yeah, sometimes I just do things because I'm plain stupid, and I love to play the game in a way that I try to risk things in order to pull off cooler stunts. And sometimes it pays off quite nicely. Most of the times it doesn't, and therefore it's going to be an epic fail. Hashtag never lucky, nice try. But in this case, we are about to win the game by, I think, a good amount of score points right now. 28 versus 16. Closing in on that tower, so that should be done in a couple of minutes. I think we have been playing 14 minutes or something in total, and we're closing in on them. Here comes the next kill. Zaphis is dead. Nice job, legendary for Astrid here. Unfortunately, I didn't get the kill. I would have loved to get that double kill. And now Torva's closing in, but as I said, you're going to shred through the armor with all your true damage. Perfect example here. It worked out quite nicely, and we've got another opportunity to go in for the tower with one of the new Vanguard minions here. Valor is dead again, and now it's just a question of time. Florentino's closing in. I don't even know what the guys are doing right now in the enemy team. This doesn't look healthy. Not healthy at all. Here we go. Another ace. So 15 kills right now with another double kill for me, another Vanguard, and Now we are about to finish the game, and it has been set by Astrid. So, lovely performance by Hayate, even after we have been struggling at the beginning of the game quite heavily, but I think Hayate is one of those heroes who is always able to make a comeback if you focus on farming, and if you can secure a good amount of gold, you should not have a problem, even if you're falling behind in terms of kills a little bit at the beginning of the game. You are still able to make good works, and as you can see, 15-4-9, great job from my team as well. 35 versus 19 here. And when we take a closer look on the details, we're going to check out how much damage we were actually able to deal to the enemy team. I mean, you guys have seen the quick buy. You know the build because I have been posting it at the beginning of the game. Where is my detailed stuff appearing? Look at that, Florentino. 0-8, that's nothing to write home about, but unfortunately, you have rounds like these. I do have these rounds as well because it just happens. If you've got a bad day, there's nothing that you can do against it. And it just seems that I'm not going to share the details anymore. So this is the end of the video. I hope you guys have a nice evening. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and you have a great evening. So stay tuned to this channel. Thanks for watching and bye bye.